Welcome back to Slice Killer Cakes. In this video, I'm going to show you how I make my Swiss meringue buttercream. I start with a pot with only about an inch or two of water and a stainless steel bowl that has 8 egg whites and 2 cups of sugar. You're going to whisk this together while the water is boiling underneath, and this is going to slowly melt your sugar, and this probably takes about 10 minutes. You're going to touch it to see how hot it is. If it's too hot to touch, you're going to strain it and get ready to start whisking it up in your bowl. This helps get rid of any of those extra chunks or cooked eggs that accidentally got cooked. So you're going to whip this up until it becomes white, light, and fluffy. You're going to check the bowl temperature and make sure it's not too hot because you're going to add 2 pounds of your butter. Here I'm adding about a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract and probably about a tablespoon of vanilla bean paste. I like that good rich vanilla taste. And there it is, silky smooth. Now I'm going to walk y'all through how I make my macarons. I'll make sure to include the recipe below. But you're definitely going to need a kitchen scale. First, I'm measuring out my powdered sugar, so my dry ingredients, as well as my almond flour. And hear me when I say this. Blue Diamond almond flour is the one and only almond flour that you should be using. You can get it at Sam's, Amazon, and I believe Kroger sells the smaller bag. We're going to mix all that together, and this little guy, though he is cheap, $5 from Walmart, this is the best little sifter I have. So normally we want to throw away all the little hard pieces. That is not me trying to push hard pieces through. Those are some bigger pieces of the powdered sugar that I just want to help break up. Definitely not pushing any of those hard parts through. But the beauty of the Blue Diamond almond flour is that it really doesn't have those big pieces. I do not blend it together or anything. This is straight out of the bag. Now that I have my dry ingredients together and sifted, I'm going to start on my meringue. I've weighed out my granulated sugar, also have my cream of tartar. This recipe I am using 3/4 of a teaspoon, and you want to turn your mixer on, and once it starts getting a little bit foamy, that's when you add that cream of tartar. And now I'm adding my first, and that was a second. These videos are sped up, otherwise they'd be forever long. But I break down my sugar into 3 parts. Probably about 5 minutes in between, and I keep my mixer on about half the speed. I'm going to circle back in a minute because this video is going by so fast, but these are the tools that I keep on hand. That is an ice cream scoop, this spatula right here. So a lot of people use a spatula. I've seen a girl use a hand mixer to make a macaronage, but the chef at the Ritz taught me this method, and to me, I like this better. So this video is going to be the longest. I have not shortened this video at all because I really want you to see this process. I have this super huge bowl that I bought at Ross. Here I'm showing you where the almond flour is. You can tell it's still not quite mixing in all the way. I'm just trying to show you some little cues while you're making the macaronage because all these people, it's like a flick of the wrist, fairy magic, and this is going to be the full down and dirty process that I use. So I start by bringing all of the powder to the center and kind of pushing down. And the dryness of the powder sort of sticks to the spatula and makes that meringue not stick so you don't have these big clumps that you're working with. But essentially, I like to be able to feel my macaronage the whole time. I don't know if it makes it more personal, but the chef also taught me this trick where you grab the macaronage and you're going to swipe it around the bowl. It's also very satisfying to watch, I think. So we're going to keep doing this, and I am making sure that I scrape the bottom of the bowl too, because you don't want any hidden pockets of that almond flour. Same for the scraper. We want to make sure we're scraping that off because some of the almond flour could be stuck on it as well. So we're carrying it over, we're circling it around the middle, and we're also bringing it up and scraping it around the sides. Just a bit ago, I had scooped up some, and you could see how it was not budging off of that spatula. You hear the word lava a lot. I'm showing you there. Still not quite ready. We're going to make a couple more swipes. You want lava consistency. And basically, it's not quite as thin as pancake batter, but definitely not as thick as it was previously. It is going to flow off of your spatula, and it should not break. As in, like, flow for a minute and then stop, and then you kind of jiggle, and then it flows. Here I'm pointing out you can see a slight color change in the orange. It gets a little deeper, and that is a clue for me personally to know that it is getting closer to being ready. So you see that ribbon, it did not break. It just smoothly fell down, and then you should, after about 5 to 10 seconds, there shouldn't be a seam where you added your ribbon. That's another trick that the chef taught me, is using an ice cream scoop. As crazy as it sounds, the ice cream scoop is so handy. Works way better than a spatula. You get a nice big scoop and is perfect for a piping bag. So I filled a piping bag up once. Here I am getting the rest of the macaronage. Different angles of me piping. You want to place your tip a little above your mat and pretty much don't move it. You want that batter to squish to the sides. That's what's going to fill your circle up, and it's not going to have a point or be too tall. This helps keeps it flat and level. And I'm going over with a damp finger right now. Any of those little peaks that come up, I'm going to push down gently. And I let those sit for about 15 minutes and showed you on my finger how there was no batter that came up. So they have a nice little shell. I have a convection oven, so I bake mine at 275 for exactly 18 minutes on the bottom rack. Here's a little ASMR for you. So the interesting thing about these Silpats, in case you ever are super frustrated, is that sometimes it's not necessarily user error, it is a manufacturing error. I have two of the exact same Silpat. One, you saw my ASMR where I can easily pop them off, and then that one where the macaron sticks. So that technique of flipping it over and pulling the Silpat away is another way to remove your shells from your mat. These ones are going to be a peach Swiss meringue with a peach preserve filling. I'm making these for a friend of mine's daughter. She is signing with her college, Chattanooga State, so we have orange with that bright blue. So we pipe a little dam and then we add the preserves to the middle. Here we're adding some chocolate decor. She said they kind of look like tiger stripes, which is perfect because their mascot is a tiger. She also loves the Little Debbie cakes, so I cut up some Little Debbies, added them to my Swiss meringue, and here I am with some more macarons, and I'm filling them up with the Little Debbie Valentine's Heart Swiss meringue. And here they are, the perfect macaron.